All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. It is Comic Book Wednesday, new comic book day. It is the 24th of October. I cannot believe that October is almost already over. It is currently 12:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, let me put on the video camera so you can see, because I will be showing the books that I think you may want to pay attention to today, possibly get if you are on your way to the comic book store. The comic book stores around me do not open until 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so I try and get there as early as possible. It's roughly about a half-hour drive for me, so I try and get back as soon as I can so you guys can see the books. Also, I will be doing another one of my editions of the Choose, where you guys, or girls of course, will get a choice of 3 different boxes to choose from. You guys pick it and try and avoid the dud. So it's a game that people like to play, so I'm going to try and do it as much as possible. And I see people are starting to come in, so welcome Anonymous, welcome Geoff, welcome Craig, welcome Richard. Hello everybody, and today's going to be a good day. And I didn't even take my jacket off yet. I literally just came straight in from the house, because I wanted to get this out as soon as possible for you guys. All right, so let's start showing the new books that you might want to pick up. Now, the first 2, I actually ran out of modern backing boards, so I had to put them in Golden Age ones, but that's all right. This is a series that I would definitely recommend. I don't recommend a lot of newer series these days, because a lot of the stories tend to be a little bit on the let's just say not the fun side to continue to read, but Amazing Spider-Man's been pretty good. So I get 2 of each, and the reason I get 2 is if I ever get to the point where I want to do a sale or a trade, I mean, it might happen. I've done trades before especially. I always try and make sure I have doubles, so this way I have one to keep and one that I can trade if I wanted to. Because honestly, I'd prefer to trade. So if anybody out there's seen some of my comics, especially ones that I get duplicates of, if anybody wants to consider maybe doing a trade or something, let me know, because I have done them before in the past. But The Amazing Spider-Man is actually a pretty good story. And I actually really like this one, so I got 2 of these. And this is the same thing, Amazing Spider-Man 8, but this is the Virgin variant. Obviously, it's not a rare book by any means. It looks like a Ramos cover. If anybody knows if that's correct, or if they know of the artist, if it's not, just place that in the description. Well, actually in the comments section. But I really like this artwork. It's kind of cartoonish, but for me, when it comes to the Green Goblin, that kind of works. So I really like that cover. Now this one, you could see they're going to do this every time, so I'm not going into the gimmick. This is Die, Die, Die issue number 4. Now, they never announce when it's coming out, so if you like this series, it is out today. And, of course, what they're doing is they're doing all the different bubbles and everything. I'm not going to buy all those again. I mean, like I said, the first time, you know what, I thought that was interesting, and that was definitely a little different. The second time, I was like, all right, I see where this is going. And now they're doing it every time. So I got the ones that didn't have the bubbles on them, but I only got 2. I didn't get all the others. So other people might do it. That's up to you. Like I always say, there is really no wrong way to collect. Go with what you love. All right, so there's a couple of number 1s in here. And I see a bunch of people in here, so I'm very happy about that. All right, so this one, not too sure about it. Almost got a Harry Potter kind of look to it. This is Sandman Universe Books of Magic, issue number 1 from DC/Vertigo. It definitely has a Harry Potter kind of look to it. I mean, obviously the kid with the book and the glasses, almost a spot image for Harry Potter. But hey, it might be something to check out, and DC's pretty good, even with number 1s of doing only $3.99 price tag. So very happy with that. You might want to check them out. Next up, Be Careful Lest the Light in You Be Darkness. Very interesting. This is by Dark Horse, The Whispering Dark. Now, I've seen a lot of Dark Horse number 1 comics. They haven't really intrigued me that much. But this one, for some reason, caught my attention. So I don't know how good this will be. I mean, I just got it. But I thought it was worth taking the chance on. And again, $3.99 price tag. Dark Horse, they're not one of my favorite companies, but this one definitely caught my attention, so you may want to check it out. A company that tends to catch my attention all the time, and I'm sure many people agree, this is from Aftershock. This is called Dead Kings, issue number 1. Now, because this is almost an all-white cover, make sure you check along here before you pick one up, because a lot of times you're going to get the ink rubbing on these, and they could show a lot of dirt. So just make sure when you pick one up, if you pick one up, if you care about that kind of stuff, make sure you look at the edges, because you never know if there might be some ink smears on there. And this one looks pretty good. There looks like there's a little crease, but, you know, I don't care. But it almost has, like, an artistry that looks like Walking Dead. That almost looks like issue number 7 of The Walking Dead. But obviously they didn't have what looks like to be a Punisher robot, because you could see it has the Punisher skull on there. But that's not exclusive to the Punisher. But I think this is, again, another book worth picking up. Aftershock has very good quality paper. Their stories tend to be quite entertaining. And for $3.99, I think that's definitely a book to pick up. This one I almost passed on until I saw the variant cover, because I really like this artwork. I would love to know who did this cover, so if anybody knows, please let me know about it. But this is the variant cover to Judge Dredd, issue number 1. I like this artwork. To me, it almost has a Simon Bisley feel. And if you've ever read the 80s and 90s Lobo, you would know who Simon Bisley is. Absolutely amazing artwork, definitely different. Loved his style. But this almost has that kind of feel to it. But I just really like this artwork. And to me, comics are a work of art. Or at least should be. And I really think that this is a beautiful cover. And it's from IDW. Again, it's only $3.99. And especially if you love Judge Dredd, this is definitely a book to check out. All right, last book, and then not only are we going to be doing the surprise subscriber shout-out, so make sure you stick around for that, I also am going to do one round of the key or dud. And if you don't know what that is, basically you guys get to decide out of 3 boxes which one to choose for me to unbox for you guys live. It will either be a mega key issue, and an okay, not so bad issue, and a dud. So the duds get pretty interesting, and I never reuse a dud, so there will never be another sock again. But you never know, there may be another article of clothing in the future, but we'll have to see if you pick it. So stick around for that and be a part of it. You do have to be in the live chat to be able to participate, but stick around if you do want to. All right, this is a book everybody's going to show. This is definitely, in my opinion, something that people should gravitate to. This is Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider issue number 1. This will be the last number 1 of her I will buy. But I like the fact that, because they are changing the name, because obviously with Spider-Gwen being in the main Marvel Universe, you know, you can't go around saying Spider-Gwen, because that kind of gives away your identity. So they're trying to change the name to Ghost Spider, so this would be technically the first appearance of Ghost Spider in her own book. So I think it was worth a chance on. So this one, again, this is not a 1 in 25 or anything like that. This is just the cover B, as you will. But it was actually $3.99. I'm pleasantly surprised about that. Marvel did not do a $4.99 price tag. And you could see, because they didn't do that, I picked up this book. Not only did I pick that one up, this is the one I'm sure everybody's going to show. This is the Art Germ variant cover. And not his best work. I mean, his work on the Black Cat, Catwoman, was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is not bad, but for his artwork, it's not the best, but still great artwork. I got 2 of these. So this is the one I'm sure everybody's going to pick up. And again, only $3.99. So I am going to give Marvel credit where credit is due. They could have easily done what they've been doing recently with the $4.99 price tags, especially with number 1 issues. They chose not to do that. So I'm going to recommend this book, because I'll tell you, if this would have been a $4.99 book, I would have passed on it. Not because I don't think it might have been a good book or not, but I am not ready or willing to pay that price, even though I am able to pay it. It's the principle of the thing. So the fact that they had this for $3.99, I bought a total of 3 of the book. So that's 3 sales they would have missed. Now, obviously, you'd think, oh, well, that's not a big deal. It's only 3 sales. Well, other people might have done it as well, and that could turn into 300 or 3,000 sales. So that's a lot of money that you could lose. So those are the books. If you're just tuning in, and that's nice of you, I want to make sure I always acknowledge people. Nicholas Peter, good to see you here. Welcome. Anybody that does a super chat, and again, it's not mandatory or anything like that. If you do it, I want to make sure I actually I mention what you wrote. It says, hope all is well. Thank you for the plate. And I want to show you what he's talking about. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, Nicholas actually comes here from my other channel, and what he's talking about is, because most of you know I'm a massage therapist, I'm also a karaoke DJ, I also make organic stuff, but I also make things like this. This is what's called an Oregon charging plate, and you can see it's got quartz crystals, it's got kyanite, and you actually put your dinner plate on it. I make many of these things, that's why, like you see the pyramids in the back. So this is the red version of the one that he got, so this is what he's talking about. And you're welcome. I'm glad you got it, and I'm glad the Postal Service did not destroy it. Excuse me. So glad to see you here. So with that being said, let me first show you the 3 boxes that you guys can choose from. Now, what I would recommend is talk amongst yourselves and try and work as a team to try and avoid the dud. So let's get into the boxes, and then I will pick today's surprise subscriber shout-out. What I recommend is, obviously you don't have to be a subscriber, but hopefully we earn your subscription, and the more you comment, the more likely I'm going to see your actual post, so that will determine if you want that shout out or not. All right, so with that being said, let's show the books, well, the boxes, and then you see which one you want to pick. So the first one is your typical box that is priority mail. So this could be a graded book. It could be a number of books in it. And if there's multiple books, I do show them all. But as you can see, this is not damaged at all. So to me, that's always a good sign when the Postal Service actually delivers something without destroying it. This one I can't say as much as far as that because there's a couple of bends in here. So I'm hoping whatever's in here is not damaged. But you could see this is the typical comic book mailer. So you could see there where the damage is. But again, this could be something very amazing. Now, the one thing I've never seen before, and I'm going to cover this, obviously, I've never seen this many stamps in my life. So I think that's amazing. So that's box number 2. Box number 3, again, no damage. So the Postal Service is actually doing a real good job, or I actually just found these boxes and placed things in them. You never know. So one of these has to be the dud, one of these has to be the key, and one of them is kind of in between, so you're going to pick. So this one's a little bit harder because there's 3 different types of boxes. So you have to decide which one do you think I would hide a dud in, which can be anything from, what have I done before, a brass unicorn to a pair of one of my socks to a stove instruction manual. So those are the duds. Makes it kind of fun. So when you guys are ready, all you have to do, talk amongst yourselves and start telling me which box you want to pick. So here we go. I already see it starting to go. All right. So it always usually takes about a 10-second to 15-second delay before people start joining in. So let's see what you guys pick. All right. So here we go. So far we have 100% on box number 2. It's in the postal box. Well, you'll just have to find out. Chris says you're awesome. Comic Addiction says, Chris, you're awesome. That's my vote. Thank you. And you're really starting to do good with your videos. And I'm looking forward to you opening the package with your son. All right, so we're getting them all over the place now. So we're getting random numbers. This could be a very tight race. Okay, everybody's picking 2, so they're going with the one that seems to be the most logical one because of all those stamps I showed. So they're assuming that because of those stamps, that means the comic book is in that box. Jose wants box number 4. That one will be very easy to open because it doesn't exist. So that will reduce the chance of me getting a cut. Don't even know, but I say 1. And that's the thing. No one technically knows. Stamp overload. Yeah, there was whoever put those stamps there for whatever reason. They were definitely stamp enthusiasts, because I've never seen a package with that many before. Lex says, which one has the sock? None of them, I can tell you. But you never know. Maybe one day I might do a pair of socks, which would be different from one sock. All right, so right now it's pretty much even. So we'll get a couple of more votes in, and then we'll open it. But it looks like it's a three-way tie. So let's see. 2 looks like it might be the winner, followed by 1. So at this point, don't vote for 3 unless 4 or more people vote for 3, because there won't be enough votes. I'm going to take 3 more votes, so either pick box 1 or 2, because 3 is too far away at this point. So Darren says, what's behind curtain number 3? You guys will not know this time, because more people voted for box 1 and 2, so you'd actually be wasting your vote. And Ariel says, no more original artwork. You never know. There might be original artwork. All right, so the last 3 votes are in, and as you can see, they all voted for number 1. So 1 is the winner by 2 points. So there we go. And just to show, I made sure I kept track. That's why I said don't pick 3, because 3 was very far behind, and even a couple of people are still saying 1. So 1 was the choice. So I will give you this much. The one with the stamps is not the dud, but it was not the key book. So you would have not gotten the key book out of that one. I won't tell you what's in here, but I think a lot of people stayed away from this one because they're assuming that because of this type of box, there wouldn't be a comic in it. We'll have to find out, because this is the box you chose. So did you choose wisely? Are you all confident with the fact of what you chose? We shall see. And remember, don't forget to wait until the end to see who's today's surprise subscriber shout out. And if you want one, we would like you to subscribe. But what you chose in this box, box number 1, you guys shivering with anticipation? You have chosen a cooking pan. An unused 9.8 grade metal cooking pan. So you guys did pick the dud. So congratulations on that. So now I will wear it as a top hat, which probably won't work. Making a fashion statement. And if anybody wants to know about these, and I'll actually show you really quick, and I am going to do the surprise subscriber shout out. Let me show you what I like to do in my free time. Here's some of the things, like you see these pyramids in the background. These are some of the things I create, because I love doing this stuff, and I actually sell these things. But these are all different metals and stones and crystals. There's actually pure copper in here. Like, it doesn't really do it justice because you can't really see without the light, but this is extremely colorful. But these are some of the things that I do with my free time. I love having my own businesses. I love having my own freedom. I don't do the 9-to-5 thing. I think anybody that does the 9-to-5 thing, you spend more time at work than you ever do with your family. So I am actually lucky enough to be able to spend a lot of quality time with my wife and my family and doing things that I love. So I highly recommend people doing stuff like that. So if anybody's actually interested in anything like that, I can post the link to the store. But yeah, I mean, that's the fun part. So let's pick the surprise subscriber shout out. So if you're just tuning in, I was able to trick you guys. This is what you guys picked for me to unbox. It is a Cooking Concepts cake pan. It is heavyweight steel, so this is quality stuff. I will be sending this to CGC to get signature verified. And it will come back a 9.8 most likely. Maybe a 9.9, you never know. I just hope they could fit it in the holders. But this is what you guys chose. But we will do more in the future. So if you appreciate these, thumbs up are always appreciated. And let's see who is today's surprise subscriber shout out. And again, you don't have to be a subscriber, but we'd love to have your subscription if you feel that my videos are worth listening to. Because I may not agree with everybody. I may not get everything right. I may have my own opinion, but I'm passionate in, I'm passionate in what I do, and I believe in what I believe in, and I stand up for it. And if you appreciate people that stand up for what they believe in, even if it's not the most popular thing, I'd love for you to stick around. So we're going to pick today, the surprise subscriber shout-out will be Seller Source Pro. Thank you very much. And let's just give a shout-out to a bunch of people as well that are here to show that I appreciate you guys. We got Alfonso, a.k.a. John, I didn't forget. Ariel, Darren. We got Hot Rebel, of course, Anonymous, 8754. Len, welcome. Comic Addiction, always good to see you here. Let's see. Ludlow, Hot Rebel, Richard. Nicholas, of course, I said hello. Big Will. Ludiao. Rand Tour. James. John is here. Welcome. I see a lot of repeat people. I always appreciate that. Let's see. Darren. Harvey, always a pleasure. Brick Hunter. Hopefully you found some very good bricks today. Jerry is here. Tracy Richardson. So yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody today. So let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. John Wayne is here. Wow. I thought you were dead. We have a very famous Western actor here that has come back from the grave just to check my channel out. That's awesome. Jose Reyes is here. Wow, we're getting celebrities. We got ex-Met players. I don't know. Is he still on the Mets? Or did they get rid of him this year? So we got Jose Reyes. I wonder if we have, like, Jesus here or anything. You never know. Baron Von Pimp. I love some of the names of you guys. That's awesome. Mr. Pimp, welcome. Always love the Pimp community checking out comics. Stefan is here. John is here. Darren, I'm not sure if I said your name, but just in case. Manny the Comic Collector, always appreciate that you're here. Ben Fong, welcome. Stefan, Enrique. Oh, I thought it was going to be Enrique Iglesias, but Enrique, we're glad you're here. Geoff, of course, our surprise subscriber shout-out, Seller Source Pro. Let's see, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. The Invincible Outcast, another good name. Welcome. Some of these I've never seen before. Big Will. I think that might be it, but let me just not assume. JD, Jerry P. Those rhyme. Shovelheads Forever. I'm telling you, you guys come up with some interesting names. Tracy Richardson's here. Kwai Lang. John, another John, welcome. And that's it. Let's see at the end if there's anybody else. The Anti-Hype Monitor. Where do you guys come up with these names? It's amazing. Deadpool's here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I feel honored. We got John Wayne, got Jose Reyes, we got Deadpool, we got Rand 4. Amazing. So that's it. Hot Rebel, I don't know if I said your name. Invincible Quest, Justin. So shout out to everybody because I want to show you that I appreciate you all and I thank you very much. And like I said, I'm going to talk about things that many people may steer away from or might not be the most popular, but I stand up for what I believe in. And if you appreciate that, thumbs up always shows support. Whether you agree with me or not, that's up to you. That's not what I'm about. It's all about trying to have fun, talking my perspective, and not being afraid to talk about subjects that most people are going to stay away from for fear of being group attacked or anything like that. So I try and make this positive. I try and make it fun. I try and make it very involving with you guys and girls. That's why I like doing the key or dud. And as a reward, I'm going to actually open the key book. Now, a lot of you assumed it was 2. It was actually box number 3. So I'm actually going to do that for all of you that stayed until this time. And if you stayed until the end, make sure when the video processes, don't put it now, but make sure you tell me what this is in the comments section. So as a thank you, I'm going to open the key issue. Now, I've shown this many times, and people passed up on it because they assumed, because it didn't look like the typical comic box, that it wouldn't be a comic. Now, here is the original label. So somebody did place this in a box per my request. Because I always tell people when they send the comic, make sure that you place it in a box so it's well protected. So here is the receipt. So I will show the price and I will prove it. So this way I can show I just don't randomly pick, I don't randomly pick prices and just try and claim something that's not true. So because, they were nice enough to put this in a top loader. Okay, so This is a lower grade book, but I say it all the time. Low grade is better than no grade. And when you get a good deal on it, you're going to get it every time. Now, this is probably my third copy of this book. Probably my lower grade book, but I don't care. If this would have been a 0.5, I would have doubled my money if I sell it. Because a 0.5 of this book, as of now, is between $300 and $500. I haven't checked in a little while. Once this certain group gets placed in the Marvel MCU, and you're probably going to have a clue of what this is, these books are going to continue to rise. So that's why I'm buying these early and often, and I recommend you do the same. So because you guys were loyal and you stick around and you were kind enough to stay until the end, I decided to open up the key one that you guys all stayed away from, and you saw the votes. This is my third copy of Giant Size X-Men, issue number 1. Now, let me go to Go Collect. I'm going to show you, because this is definitely not a 0.5, but let's just look at what a 0.5 of this book currently sells for. And if you want to know, I always recommend that website. It's gocollect.com, because they do prices based on sales. So as of now, this book at a 0.5 is actually, wow, it's lower than I thought. It's 190. But this isn't a 0.5. I would say this is probably a 2.0 to a 3.0. So a 2.0 to a 3.0 is around a $450 to $550. Now, obviously, I have to look at it. Now, the cover is detached. That I knew about when I bought it, and I'm okay with that for the price I paid, because of the fact that even with a cover, not a coverless, but a detached cover only, because the back is still intact, this book can get at least a 3.0. But this one has some wrinkles in it, so pressing will absolutely help this book. There's a big indent here, but again, a pressing will help that. I do have to check the book to make sure when I open it, but as you can see, the cover looks pretty decent. The colors look pretty decent. I think this can easily get a 2.0, no problem. So 2.0, like I showed, is about $400. I paid $283.69. And just to show I don't make up my prices, here is... Oh, let me make it so you can see it. Let me put on the light. I don't know if that made it worse. But here is Giant Size X-Men number 1. There's the price. Free shipping. Well, the shipping and handling was $6.70. So there's the total price. So I definitely do not make these up. How much for a 9.8? I would love that, but let's check that out. I'm sure it's about... I was going to say around 10 grand. A 9.8 currently sells for $9,000. That's something I can't afford, but hey, if you can afford it, God bless you. You know, but me, I'd rather get a bunch of lower grades than to have, you know, save up for a 9.8, because I could literally buy probably 20 of these in a lower grade and actually double my money than to buy a 9.8 at the top price, because you know on eBay it's going to sell higher than that price. It always does. And how many years will I have to wait for that book to end up making me any kind of profit if I was somebody that sells them? Now, again, because I have a few of these, if somebody wanted to do a trade, if they have another key issue that you think I might like, contact me. And if it's something that a deal that I can't pass up, I'll be more than happy to trade an extra, and that's exactly why I buy multiple copies. So this way, if somebody wanted to trade me for a book that I wanted, now, even though I'm trading this, I still have it. So that's why I recommend, personally, at least what I do, is get multiple copies of the key issues, so now I'm more flexible with maybe getting something else that I want down the road. So that is my video. I hope you appreciate it. This was a half-hour long. We got about 50 people in here, so you guys are always appreciated. Give it a thumbs up if you think I deserved it. Hit subscribe if you think I deserve that. And again, thank you, everybody, for listening. And remember, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. And before I go, Justin says, is $800 for Giant Size X-Men expensive? Well, that depends on the grade. According to the Go Collect, anything under a 6.0. A 6.0 is valued currently at $775. So if you buy a book at $800, it better be over a 6.0. But then again, the books will rise when Marvel finally puts the X-Men in a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I know people are going to say, well, they already do X-Men movies. Well, Marvel hasn't, and it's going to become a big deal. Whether you agree with that or not, that's fine. I'm not here to convince you. I'm basing it on my own personal experience. That's why I'm buying as many of these as I can, even books that have a detached cover, because if I could pay below what the current prices are worth, I'm already winning anyway. But I think Marvel will do it justice, and I'm so looking forward to it. I promise you, when you see the first Fantastic Four or the first X-Men member in even an after-credit scene in a Marvel movie, people are going to go crazy. Because they've been waiting for this for a very long time. And it will show and reflect in the prices. You'll see. Most people wait until the last minute. So these prices, to me, in my opinion, this is a book, if you can afford it, even a low grade, get it. But you don't have to. And if you don't, that means I will. So thanks, everybody. I always appreciate it. Keep your comments coming. Keep friendly. Keep collecting. Stand your ground and believe what you believe in. Don't ever let anybody else influence your ideas, even if it's not the most popular. Stand your ground. Be true. And have fun collecting. Thank you very much, everybody. And Big Will says, what books are you looking for? Key issues. Old, Silver Age, Bronze Age, and Golden Age key issues. So if I'm going to sell a key issue, I mean trade for a key issue, I want a key issue back. So people will just have to bedazzle me. So we'll leave that up to you. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next video. Have a great day. Happy collecting.